All right, Sanjiv Bhasin is joining us now. Sanjiv, good morning. What a rebound from the Thursday panic lows. I was just looking at the index. Forget the index, the small cap index. That has rebounded almost 6.5% from the Thursday's panic lows. And I clearly remember you were the one calling out that this fall should be bought. We are going to have a cracker of the Diwali. I won't hold you on levels, but at least the good rebound has indeed played out. How are you looking at things now?
Good morning, Ajay. Well put. And we've just started. Look at the US markets. It's on a roll. Bond yields from 4.95 are down to 4.65 and looking good for more. Dollar is weak. China is rebounding. And why are we sulking? So I think it's the index now. And like you rightly put it out, on any fall, REC, PFC, BHEL make new highs. So I am of the opinion that we are just passing time and consolidation, which is very healthy for the market. But the real action will start from maybe today. I think that we are headed to 19,700, 20,000. Fingers crossed, maybe 20,000 by Diwali. The ascent of the fall was more to do with a lot of factors accumulated. And now the rise will also come in sync with that. You cannot have mid caps make new highs and the index do nothing. And now the valuations are playing catch up. Whether you look at banks, how long can HDFC Bank underperform? ICICI Axis numbers have been far ahead of the street. PSU banks have taken the market by storm. So I think it's going to be metals, banks, and construction and autos which will drive the market higher. So cheers to a new sparkling Diwali which comes next week. I am very, very bullish on the market.
Very bullish on the market and very ready with that sparkling Diwali. And we'll get more Diwali ideas from you, Mr. Bhasin. But in the meantime, let's listen into the commentary coming in from the management of Godrej Properties, because it was a very good set of numbers. But more importantly, the details that came in from the presentation with respect to their bookings and pre-sales is something that really impressed the street. Listen in.
Yes, I think we've been extremely happy and delighted to see the kind of traction all of our new launches have received over the past several months. We've had a project launch in Noida, which was our best ever project launch with over 2,000 crore of sales during the quarter. We had a plotted development in a new market for us in Kurukshetra, which was our best ever plotted sales launch, where we sold over 600 crore of inventory. We had a launch in Bangalore where we've seen over 500 crore of sales. So I think where our general sense is the projects that we are bringing to market are seeing a robust demand. And the whole goal for the second half is to ensure we maximize the number of new launches. We have several projects in the pipeline that we're quite excited about. Probably the biggest of these is a project we have in Delhi, in Ashok Vihar, which we hope to launch in the second half. We also have a new phase of our Vikhroli development that we intend to launch during this period. Several other new projects that we've recently added in Gurgaon, Pune, Bangalore, and Mumbai. So I think the calendar of launches is quite full. And I think the ultimate determinant now will be how many of these projects we're able to ensure receive the required regulatory approvals in time to be launched, both in the third and fourth quarter. But we expect a fairly robust second half to the year. And if we look at it, generally speaking, in almost all of the last few financial years, the second half has disproportionately contributed to the full year booking value of the company.
All right, so that was a slice of the conversation. We'll bring the entire one. A good response continues for quality marquee players. And it's not only Mumbai or MMR volumes, NCR volumes are also witnessing pretty robust movement. So we'll get you the entire chat around 10 o'clock, but Sanjiv is here. Sanjiv, Godrej Properties has been one of your stocks. I remember when it fell from what? If you could pull up the last 1 year or 2 year chart, from peaking out around 2,500, it fell to what, 900 or 1,200 or thereabout. There was a lot of panic on the street. You had, I remember, started talking about it around those levels, around 1,200. Now it's 1,700. Are you still bullish on this one or some other similar property stocks?
Yes, Ajay, you have a very good memory and you're right. Actually, I own Godrej from 350, 400 in the last 5 years, and it's a personal as a disclosure. And I believed in the management. I believed in the outlook. I believed in the pedigree. You can yourself see, smell the coffee at 11, 1,200. The second largest player in the country was available at the weakest valuation. And now, you are just raring to go. DLF numbers, Godrej numbers, plus the effect of wealth is humongous. If you just saw close to where I stay is Camellias, DLF sold a 10,000 square feet a house for almost 100 crore. Maybe 100 crore is an aberration, but still 70, 75 is the rate. So real estate is taking the market by storm in the sense fixed assets are doing well. And pedigree players, Ajay, it is always going to be pedigree players who will lead the pack, because people have had enough of errant builders who have taken the money and not performed. Godrej has been an outperformer along with DLF, and just to tell you, they're hitting new highs at a time when the index is doing nothing, which is telling you that where these stocks can go if the index starts to go to new highs.
What about Tata Motors? I mean, there is a view that Tata Motors, in fact, I mean, we've been positive about it, about the development which could be there in the offering from January onwards. Nikunj even called it possible stock of the year, 60% YTD. Numbers are good. Numbers are overall in the good direction and margin guidance is towards the positive. But the second deal of the EV business, which market was expecting so far, probably a 20% premium to the previous one, hasn't happened. Do you think positives are priced in, and or even at these levels you are okay with the Tata Motors?
Well, Ajay, there are three parts of the pie. One, the stock has run up fairly strongly from 390, 400 levels where we were very bullish. A. B, a large part of the earnings will get into the prices. But three, look at the business model of both Mahindra and Tata Motors. The EV market in next one is only gathering steam. China seems to be on a very, very strong comeback, which is why I think metals and autos, particularly JR, will do very well there. And the spread of other products which they have are actually expanding, and that includes Europe and the other markets. So I think their global portfolio is good. Locally, we are in the sweeter spot. You've seen auto lenders, you've seen auto stockists, and everyone ride their way along with the OEM chain. So Tata Motor is a must-have in a portfolio, whether you buy some now or lower. I am looking at a target closer to 800, which can come, before the budget. I also think Bajaj Auto, Hero Moto can be really the stars of 2024, given that they're coming on a low base and rural incomes have started to pick up. But Tata Motor is a must buy on now and on any decline.
Tata Motors is a must buy right now or on any decline. But Mr. Bhasin, what's your take on Zomato? The stock will come out with its earnings. Anything that we should specifically watch out for?
Well, the real icing may have taken place from 50 to 100, the run up, but I still think it's got miles to go. As a disclosure, we own this stock in our portfolio, which has been a contrarian play and played out excellently. We think Paytm, Zomato, and PB Fintech are here for the next many, many years. Like you pointed out, Anisha, numbers will have to justify the valuation. It's not a cheap stock, and earnings will take time to come. But you can't track this stock or this fintech business on a monthly or a quarterly basis. You have to give them more time. As you are aware that their margin expansion and their reach is getting bigger. And I think that the eating habits or the QSR space is very, very attractive. As a disclosure, we have a buy on this stock. We own it. This, Paytm, PB Fintech, and Devyani International are four of our top picks.
Okay. I'll just like to go back to the railways and the defense stocks. And Sanjiv, is the zing out? Is our best of the gains for the year in some of the railway stocks, is that over?
Well, I was, Nikunj, just seeing the presentation of Jindal Steel, and market this was disappointed in numbers. I was also not aware. The biggest supplier of head-hardened rails is Jindal Steel in the country. And they are talking of metros in Ahmedabad, Surat, Chennai, Indore, you name the city. And they are saying their order book is the strongest ever in the history of the company. So I think that railway stocks, metro stocks, the ancillaries have miles to go. Yes, they have run up a lot, but I am extremely bullish. And I would advise investors, if you have the option, take a look at this Jindal Steel, JSW Steel. Steel is going to be the real killer in the next few months. We have these issues of Ukraine and now spreading to Israel. Sooner rather than later, commodities will pick up. China is on the rare comeback. But in India, the consumption, particularly railway and defense, will mean that conduit players who are input costs will do very, very well. So you just see the presentation of Jindal Steel and JSW, you'll be amazed. I am extremely bullish on certain names in the railways, and I think that there is still much more upside. IRFC is one of the preferred picks. I think numbers are very strong. It has no debt, and it actually gets yields at the highest, and its cost of money may be the lowest in the PSU pack.
Sanjeev, did you manage to catch the results for Kirloskar Oil Engines? This is the second or third result they've posted after that analyst meet, the first one they had in 10 years, and numbers are appear to be falling in place.
No, Ajay, I've not had a look, but we've had a coverage on this stock much lower. The stock has been on a zoom, and that's more to do with the Kirloskar Group's re-rating on a lot of sectors, particularly the brand ownership of Toyota, which they have here on the franchise. But like you said, Kirloskar is an under-owned group. Kirloskar Pneumatic is one stock we own. I have not had a look at Kirloskar Oil.
As far as the numbers are concerned, last couple of quarters, but oil engines will be in focus. Results have been good, and that's the management. Gauri Kirloskar would be joining us later in the show. Take a short break, come back with Sandeep Sabharwal on the other side to discuss his view and stocks he's putting on his radar right now.